I used to work in restaurants here. I'm a civil engineer, graduated from Newcastle University in the UK. I started working in real estate here, but we used to do like all the process from development to owning the real estate to the feasibility study. And then I moved to restaurants. So
Owning, renting?
Owning.
Owning, okay.
Yeah.
How did that work out for you?
It's a struggle.
Of course.
It's a big struggle, yeah. You need to understand every bit of that business because we are mainly working in real estate. That was an easy business back then. Now the competition is really high. However, it's still
Real estate in what avenues? Renting, selling, building?
everything.
You did everything, all three?
Everything.
Okay.
So from construction wise, we were the project management and from owning that property. So yeah, we went through all the process, but it's easy to calculate your income, your revenue, your ROI. However, with the restaurant, you cannot do that. It's too complicated, too sophisticated. You need to marketing wise, it's different. If you buy a land, develop it, you'll find hundreds of people who wanna buy that land or that building from you later on.
I will not believe that for a second. I will not believe that for a second.
Trust me.
Habibi, this building is empty.
Because you are talking about renting.
Hey,
I'm talking about
ownership. Villas?
yeah.
Villas are popular. I'm not in the villa market.
Villas nowadays, yeah, they are popular.
لأن الحكومة they give what is it like 200,000 BD loan now? You look at me like I'm speaking French.
200,000 BD?
Is it 100,000 or 200,000 BD? They do
For what?
For purchasing a villa. This is an area near where Dragon City is.
I don't know about
Danny, do you know what I'm talking about?
Diyar al-Harraq. Yeah, I think they are doing
There is a government scheme going on.
exactly
for that, no?
a couple of facilities for that area.
Yeah.
I think they have a couple of facilities for that area, but
I think the waiting list is like 5 or 10 years
yeah.
to apply. But there seems to be a market for it.
Exactly. As I told you, with real estate, it's a stable business. It's very secure. At the end of the day, if I build that house and no one has gave me an offer for 4 months, 5 months, I'm still gonna sell it by any means.
Okay.
However, with real estate, no. If you make that sandwich and no one come to eat it today, it will go to the trash.
You're talking about owning a restaurant.
Exactly.
yeah. Because you said real estate, that's why.
No, I was talking. I was just
restaurant.
comparing both type of businesses. Real estate is you can predict it. You can. It's a security at the end, but restaurants is not.
I mean, how much of a security was it in 2008 and 2009?
It was hell of a security.
Habibi, now they're talking about with the next economic crisis coming over, the next recession in the next 2 years or a year, depending on what's happening with the midterm elections, that value proposition is going to drop by almost 40% on real estate in the US, in the Western market. So can you imagine what the knockoff effect is going to be?
You're talking about after the pandemic and all this stuff, but I'm talking about the previous year where I used to work in.
Sure.
In 2008, we've just finished building a tower. It was more than 70% occupied. It was one of the most stable business that we had in 2008, where the crisis were. Yeah, real estate is very safe. It's easy money.
Sure. But is there a lot of trading going on in real estate, or is it just hold to infinity?
Yeah.
It is just hold to infinity, right?
Yeah.
I figured. Because I know that a lot of people struggle finding tenants to rent. That's fact. For the market, like whatever they number have in their head.
All right. First of all, as you said, each place is different with the prices. The demand is different. The issue with real estate here in Bahrain is that it was booming in a way that no study has to be done to do that type of a business. Like you don't need to study the demand, you don't need to study anything, you just create a real estate or you develop a real estate and that's it. When I'm investing now in the UK, everything is based on a study because it's
You want to make sure that your money is also secure.
Exactly, but they study every bit of a detail, like what development would they have near that area, where how many worker would be working over that area, that you have to create a building to satisfy the demand over there.
I understand what you're saying. Okay, from a geographical location-wise, they do studies.
Exactly. They do studies for everything. However, as I told you, because it was booming too much here, you don't need to study anything. Nowadays, I believe that we are moving towards the UK style. You get what I mean? In real estate, we used to make around 14% here. If I'm gonna make or develop a building and just rent the flats, we used to make around 15% just from renting. Now we are reaching to 6 to 7%, half of that.
4 to 3.
Exactly. So if you go to the UK, we are generating the same amount over there, around 4 to 5%, which is close, but it's secured. Exactly. So the boom that
phase
we
is
had,
over.
exactly, for real estate are phasing over here, and it needs to be done based on studies, based on demands, and a lot of more different stuff.
Well, most of your customer base were from where? Saudi Arabia, Kuwait?
Here,
Yeah.
we are based in, we focus on Zinj area,
yeah.
usually because of the university, Al Khalij, I think it's called. Yeah, Gulf University, medical university, where most of our customers are Kuwaitis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who rent
Students
or
who rent.
All rent, yeah? That makes a lot of sense. Because again, I mean, you positioned yourself nicely to a university which guarantees you head count. For what you're describing is a very specific like case. If I look, for example, in Reef Island, if I look, for example, in Sif area, if I look at Al Hassan, for example, if I look even in Manama, there is so much property that is just half empty, owned, no questions.
Exactly.
But there's what's the right word to describe? There's this hold phase for God knows how long. And I'm worried of what is going to happen in the next 20 years as the older generation passes on.
Exactly.
And the younger inherited. I think a lot of them will be like, including myself, I would be like, hey, you know what? Fuck holding on to this. Fuck paying a monthly fees and water, electricity, and kahraba. For what? For an empty place? Halas.
Exactly.
Throw it. Sell it for 10% off market value and get rid of it and move on.
You have to choose the right location. There are schemes which are offered by the property owners. Some of them, they offer you like 2 years guaranteed 8% or something like that if you buy that property. Since you see that these schemes are there, then it means that there is less demand because we've never had these schemes before. Whenever you, as I told you, whenever you develop a building, it will be rent out easily, it will be sold easily. But because of the saturation of the market, we are moving towards a different phase in real estate. So after the real estate, I moved to the restaurants, and it was hectic. You need to understand marketing very well. It's not about just bringing an influencer or someone to promote for you and that's it. Taste and quality is not everything.
Okay.
We brought the best franchise in one of the sectors for the F&B. However, it used to do very well, but the F&B market is saturated as well, and you need to know how to maintain your business image. From marketing, you need to spend a lot. It's not like before. In a certain area, you'll have 2 restaurants, 3 restaurants. You'll have hundreds of restaurants in one area now. So
what's this restaurant called, by the way? What does it do? What kind of food are you serving?
We have 2 franchise. We have Crêpe Delicious.
Danny, look it up if you don't mind. Crème Delicious. Okay.
We have New York chicken.
And New York chicken. How often do you eat at these two places?
Quite a lot.
What a sale!
I'm fed up with the taste, but
New York chicken, Bahrain, I think you have to put.
yeah, this is the one.
That looks good.
Both of them are franchise.
How does it compare to the KFC? The New York chicken.
Taste-wise, it's better.
Taste-wise, is better.
Yeah, you have to try it.
Danny, Akash, have you guys tried it? Nope. All right. Can you see the location? Where is it based at? Souk?
We recently opened in Hayat Mall, the same area where we have Crepe Delicious.
It's in
Zinj,
Zinj,
yeah.
yeah. How far is the drive from here?
Not far away.
10 minutes? Okay, maybe Akash can bring some later. We'll have it for dinner. Looks good.
Yeah.
So what's your problem? Mostly finding suppliers and making sure that they deliver on time?
No. It's just what I was trying to say is that each business is different and you need to maintain it differently. It's not that you figure out how to play the game of business. Let's say, for example, real estate. If you move to different type of a business, it's totally a new game that you need to understand very well. You need to have the good team. You need to do your own research. You need to ask a lot of people who were in that business to save you money and time, because otherwise you are gonna hit the wall and just keep paying for your mistakes. So my advice is that always to ask the people that been to that business before to just save you that time and money for making mistakes. Then I moved to...
So first of all, that restaurant business, how did you get involved with it? Why you just woke up one day and said, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to
Diversify.
I really like the idea, yeah, and we need to diversify. So that was when I was working with the family, where we own real estate, we own restaurants, and then I decided I went into a lot of businesses for myself. I brought stuff from AliExpress and tried to sell them through Instagram.
Drop shipping, basically.
Exactly.
How did
And,
that work out for you? Because
was-
Akash keeps on talking about drop shipping.
It was good to learn from. However, I didn't find it
Very
that
profitable.
interesting. It is profitable.
Oh, did you hear, Dan? Drop shipping, it's profitable. Akash, it's drop shipping, it's profitable. Yeah. So how much money did you make on it?
I made almost double
Okay.
what I brought.
Which is 1,000 BD, 2,000 BD? I don't know.
I brought stuff for 350 BD.
Sure.
I made 700 BD.
You heard that?
And then I stopped.
Okay. Too much work?
I had to put time into marketing again because I thought selling was easy. However, you need to market for your Instagram and everything.
So you had how did that work again? So you did the Instagram business.
Instagram page,
Okay.
you order from AliExpress,
Sure.
and then...
But how would
just-
you reach the customer? Would you deliver it to the customer?
Yeah,
Okay. And so your sales would just come through Instagram, basically.
exactly. Just through Instagram.
That worked?
It did.
Okay.
It was going really well. However, it was time consuming. And it's not the type of business I want to be in. After that, I was involved in a buyer shop. All right.
Man, you did everything.
Yeah,
Still chasing that dream. I like that.
it is quite a good business. We have Armario for abayas. It didn't go well in the beginning as well. We were focusing a lot in Bahraini market. However, we were having a high-end abaya.
What's high end? What's the price
High-end
point?
like material-wise.
إيه بس وش السعر؟
We are talking about 90 BD
Okay.
and above.
Okay.
We had the...
I have never bought an abaya, so I don't know if that's a lot or little or wishu.
The prices for abaya in Bahrain, let's talk about 35 to 45 BD. Like, this is the average of pricing. It can go low, it can go higher.
لأن الثوب يقدر يوصل أكثر من 1000.
ثوب,
إيه.
وين?
if you go to يعني محلات and they give you يعني الكوتن حق من Italy وشغال زي كذا, it can be 1,000 BD بالمتر.
Exactly.
It can go crazy.
So if you come to me where I don't wear thobe and tell me that it will reach 1,000 BD, I'll say that this is insane because I found it for 20 BD in certain shops. This is what we lacked, that people not too much here in Bahrain into the material, they are too much into the looks. So we targeted Saudi again, and that boomed.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, it was really good. We are doing really well now with the Saudi market. We are selling still to Bahrainis, however, our main target is Saudi market.
Do you have a shop in Saudi or just
No.
delivery?
We are having here, we signed up with a couple of shops there, like they were like resellers. It didn't go that well, but with our, like just an Instagram sponsor ads,
it worked then?
Yeah, it's working really well.
You don't want to open and buy a shop in Saudi? Like Dammam, Khuba, Riyadh?
I don't think that's going to be very soon because, as I told you, we've tried a couple of merchants in Saudi, all right, where they were resellers, but it didn't go very well. So we are having our shop here. We are selling to Bahrainis. We are having all the control over the tailors and everything. Again, going back to the previous point regarding the 1,000 BD thobe, we were focusing a lot into the material and the type of material that we are using, the finishing of the abaya. That's why it was expensive a little bit for the Bahraini market. But we did sell insanely in Saudi. And then I went into Bitcoin in 2018. I got it for a good price.
Okay.
However, I'm not into that business.
Did you sell or are you still holding?
Holding. Since 2018. So yeah, I believe...
So you're going to hold to die?
I think so.
That Goonie and you're one of those WhatsApp groups.
No. At all.
Okay.
I used to buy Bitcoin when there was no platform for it. Like you cannot buy it in a certain platform online, like Binance now, or we have here a couple of platforms. Anyway, so
whatever that was, okay.
Rain, yeah, we have Rain in Bahrain.
Okay.
So none of these were available at that moment. In order for me to buy Bitcoin, I had to look for someone who was mining Bitcoin so I can buy it directly from him. And yeah, it was very old back then, but I believed in the tech itself. I'm too much into technology. I believe in the blockchain technology more than the Bitcoin itself. But this was the metric. So I went for buying Bitcoin, and yeah, I'm still holding. After that, I decided to do my own app.
Okay, and this is where we are now, which is, Danny, can you open it up?
Loyale App.
Loyale App. Is it already functional?
Yeah.
So it's already downloadable from the App Store?
Yeah.
How much did you pay to get the app programmed?
$99.
$99?
A year.
A year? That's the subscription, you mean?
You mean for me as a developer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. $99 a year.
Okay. To get the app running, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's very impressive.
So this is just to list it in App Store.
Cool.
So in order to do that, I was trying to find a good company here in Bahrain that can create, that should have been able to do the same interface that you can see here.
I know
Unfortunately,
a guy.
I went to Saudi.
Yeah.
I didn't find a good company. I came to Bahrain. I was searching for almost 8 months.
Mohammed Ashur.
With deals and going back and forth.
ايه 15,000.
15,000
ايه
for
حق to program الاب.
To program an app.
ايه 15,000 دينار.
بس it depends about the features that you'll be having.
هذا هو الفي حقه.
ما يصير.
وش يقول لك هذا هو. هو يقول خذه وما خذه على بالك انت. But he says the minimum عليه 15,000.
minimum 15,000.
دينار.
يعني if I want him to develop a website would he say
ويب سايت
15,000.
مختلف من اب حبيبي.
حتى لو application let's say an informative application
إيه؟
would he take 15,000 BD?
انا قاعد اقول لك الاب حق الاب تستخدم على الجوال مش الويب حق ال
لا، لا، لا.
HTML API.
We are talking about app.
ايه على الجوال اب.
However, it's an informative application. Let's
إيه؟
say I have a restaurant, I want to create an app for it. Would he take 15,000?
والله هذا ما اعرف. I just know that
It's all about the functionality of the app.
Can you type in what's Mohammed Ashur's business again? VTech. Let's see what he's worked on some solutions او شغال زي كذا. 15 reviews ما شاء الله عليك محمد. I think the website isn't loading properly. Is it because we're in dark mode or something? It is? It looks fucking weird. Like it's not loading properly. Well, that's not a good sales for Muhammad. Well, fuck him. Yeah, this is not loading correctly. Are you sure we're not on night mode?
Everything's white.
Yeah, but because night mode usually just flips the text, no? No, I mean it flips the index colors, no? I don't know. Maybe on Instagram. I'll see if he has any apps that we might know of. I think we looked at this once, and they didn't really have a lot of stuff on it, right? I don't know, Habibi, but this is what I just know, that he does the back end, the servers,
Okay.
كل الشغال.
So it all depends on the app itself. You're talking about developing a building.
ايه.
All right. Would you like it 1 story, 15 story, 30 story? It will all be different with prices. So it's the same for mobile app. It all depends on the features that you want. For example, I want a loyalty and adding like type of gamifications. I want it to be fully tailored. That changes a lot in the prices. And instead of just having loyalty program point system, it's a 10%, and that's it for all types of merchants. So it was sophisticated. So I had to create another company. I hired people, and we
Locally
made this happen.
Bahrain or outside Bahrain?
Bahrain.
Bahrain.
Yeah, I hired people from fresh graduates from Bahrain University,
ايه.
and
And they got it up and running.
yeah,
MashaAllah عليهم. Can you type in what was Loe? What was his app called? Hanlo. Can you type in Hanlo? On Instagram or whatever. So this guy does like a pet service, like where they come. It's like Uber, I guess, but for animals.
all right.
And he built this app called Hanlo. I think it cost him, what was it, 5,000? Danny?
$3,000.
$3,000 or BD?
BDA.
Yeah, so it cost him 3,000 BD. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It's interesting. All kinds of people are doing interesting stuff in Bahrain.
Yeah. So after that, we went live, and so Olamundo was a type of a business that I created for developing mobile apps, and then I had my app running, and then I noticed that I need marketing. I thought, as I explained in the beginning, that creating a win-win scenario for the merchants and for the users would be more than enough. And it was in the beginning. So I used to get a lot of users, but just because of signing with merchants, all right, the merchants are promoting for users to download the app because they need them to sign up in the loyalty program. So I created that loop that I was looking for. However, with the lack of awareness about loyalty here in Bahrain, I used to struggle with a couple of merchants. So I decided to go for marketing. And instead of going for a marketing company and pay that chunk of amount, so I decided to create a marketing department with the same company. And we started marketing for Loyal and for other companies as well. So currently we are handling marketing for more than 10 companies.
Okay. My God. Okay, that's a lot of businesses. So we're real estate, restaurants, marketing company, loyalty company,
Exactly.
programming company.
Yeah. Programming, marketing, graphic designs, branding.
That's all in the marketing company, though, or
Yeah,
are those
exactly.
also separate companies?
Exactly. No.
That's
This is
all
all
so-
under
So
the-
in total, we're looking at what, 6 companies
with the abaya.
with a buyer? How do you have time to sleep? What's going on?
Actually, in the beginning, I didn't have time to sleep. It's not because you have too much work to do. It's because you have too much to think about. And that was the struggle in the beginning. However, I decided to go for systems to manage like CRM and all this stuff. Because I didn't work with a huge company before. It was a family business. Everything was easy. It was all the experiences were inhabited from the company itself. So you're not bringing any outsource people to grab like systems or to follow some guidelines for the company or how to inhabit the correct way of doing a business. So I started to sit with the team and ask them previously where did they work and get the systems from them. I did my research. I created a good CRM where I can manage all the tasks and see what would be going on with each developer, each designer, each marketing guy.
What do you use? Asana, Google Sheets,
We
Google
use
Docs?
Monday.
You use Monday?
Yeah. So I tailored Monday in a way that made my life easier to run that company. And
So with those, you have 10 clients now on the marketing side of it.
the marketing side of it.
Do you do any marketing for that company? Do you go and reach out to companies, or do companies find you?
Currently, we are just having like inbound marketing. So we are sponsoring through Instagram. And yeah.
You like
receiving
Instagram a
clients.
lot, Habibi. Why?
Yeah.
Why are you using so much Instagram?
It is the best tool.
لا.
Trust me.
Snapchat. That's what a lot of people in a area uses. لا.
Not as good as Instagram, to be honest.
حاولت Snapchat أم ما حاولته؟
We tried.
And what happened?
It's not as good as Instagram.
والله.
The tailoring stuff that you have on Instagram. For me, if you'll ask me now, I'll tell you TikTok. It is the trend. It is cheaper. You'll get more engagement. You'll get more exposure. However, we are still in the shifting phase to inhabiting TikTok. But Instagram, yeah. For us, before we had 2 options. We had 3 options. The outbound marketing, as you said, which is sales, to be accurate. So to just send people to sell your product.
Cold calling or door-to-door knocking?
It will be door to door.
ما شاء الله ممتاز.
So this is what we've done with the app itself. It was working really well. However, to find the right people to do that type of sales was a bit hard. And then comes Instagram, or you'll go for influencers.
Any influencers you've worked with? Maybe we know them. No? You've not worked with a single influencer?
I don't like to work with influencers.
Come on! So you're either bullshitting and you didn't work with an influencer, or you did work with an
We did because
Christina?
What I learned was to delegate tasks. In
Okay.
order to manage all of these stuff, I needed to delegate, and the marketing person that we have was insisting on a couple of campaigns to have influencers, which I don't recommend. I don't believe the idea.
Okay.
All right, what is an influencer?
ولا شيء. Marketing.
Exactly.
A person's brand.
Exactly, a person who would go to restaurants,
Okay.
try stuff, and then
Okay.
he would say, "This is nice. This is that." All the restaurants are nice.
So either
Okay.
Dina, Razan.
No one.
You didn't use a single one for the restaurant version as well?
We used Wenwebcam.
Wenoob Cam, do we know them, Danny? Okay.
We used.
And they didn't help sales at all?
So you need to distinguish between posting and marketing.
Mm.
So it's not just about I'm posting for you something on Instagram. It's about how do you do it.
What's the
It's BHC, Bahrain Health City.
I like your posts.
Thank you.
BHC?
Try to look for Bahrain Health City.
It'll show
That's
up.
the one.
25K, not bad. So you do a lot of info-based posts.
Yeah.
Okay. It's very on brand. So how often do you post for their Instagram? Once every day? Once every week?
It should have been 15 posts a month.
Sure.
All right. However, because they have so many doctors, if you can see that picture, these are the doctors that they have. Because of so many departments, so many doctors, so you need to fulfill their requirements. And yeah, we ended up having like 21 posts, something like that, a month.
Impressive.
But to catch up with the requirement for the designs, for banners if they need, because if you hire me with my biggest package, what we do is that you'll be having like your own marketing team. So whatever design you require, whatever a poster that you're looking to do, a banner or whatever.
You just contact you and you sort it.
Exactly.
Can you go back one, Danny? To the loyalty app? Let's check out their Insta. It's good. Very good. So I'm assuming that can you open the video? That was a paid post, I imagine, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. Oh, that's quite comical.
We spent a whole day shooting that video.
Sorry, did you see the guy? That made me laugh. Oh, I know this Indian restaurant. It's just down the road from here, no?
Yeah, this is
They do good food.
Rajubai.
Yeah. Danny, have you eaten there before? We can do that tonight if you're up for it.
How many meals are you gonna have tonight?
Oh shit, we forgot. We did the
I already go on gosh again.
yeah. He was on that. He was switched on that. He was like, hey, order from my restaurant instead.
No, you have to try it and give me your opinion.
خلاص على خشمي. Can you scroll down? Oh,
So
cool stuff.
for the app, Loyale App, it's different than all other loyalty apps worldwide, not only in Bahrain. So I used to study in the UK. Everywhere I've been there was a loyalty program. Every shop, almost 90% of all the shops used to have loyalty programs. However, they were the stamp card, the physical one, or the plastic one. Back then when I used to study there, barely you can see a mobile app for a merchant. So I decided to merge all types of loyalty schemes, whether it's points, stamps, tiered loyalty, paid loyalty, with all types of perks, birthday reward, and all to be tailored by a merchant. So we've studied loyalty in depth, and we've seen the best loyalty apps around the world, from Starbucks loyalty app to Alibaba to Amazon to Sephora.
Apple, Microsoft, sure.
Yeah, so if you go there, you'll find that Sephora is the winner from a loyalty benefits perspective, and why people love Sephora mobile app or loyalty program is that because it's very tailored to every customer. So it understands your behavior.
Okay.
And it rewards you based on that.
Okay.
So we've implemented that here. And as a merchant, you can reward your customers differently.
Okay.
I can give you points. And if you are the most loyal customer of the month, I can send you an offer to yourself only
Okay.
to come and pick up that perk.
Okay, that's nice. It's clever.
You'll be having the birthday reward. We have limited time offers, one-time offers, permanent offers. Everything a merchant needs to connect them with their users or their customers is in the application, and they don't need to come back to us. They can do everything from there.
And I see that you do points, stamps, cashback, tiered, paid, and video rewards. What is video rewards?
More than that. For the video rewards, it's, for example, as a merchant, you put a promo video. If I watch it, I receive a certain reward from you.
That's clever.
Whether it's points, stamps, an offer.
So how many active downloads do you get normally a month?
It depends.
Okay,
A
what's
lot.
your average?
Currently, we have 25,000 customers.
Okay.
And it's been almost 2 years since
Not
we
bad.
launched.
Considering how small Bahrain is.
Exactly. It is a good amount. However, we haven't done like enough marketing for it.
Okay.
We are focusing a lot on the technicalities behind it, how to enhance the customer experience more than marketing for the app. So mainly the marketing is coming from the merchants because they want the customers to be loyal to them. So they are asking the customers to download the app and get rewarded.
Interesting. So your most of your downloads come from word of mouth.
Exactly.
From the
And
supply
this
end.
turns us back to our first conversation and why we made it not a pool loyalty, but to make each merchant loyalty program separate.
Interesting.
So they can promote for their card and I'm receiving the users in the app.
I think one way I think you could definitely grow it is if you could do point either transfer, as in I transfer points from my account to your account.
We do have that.
You already have that. And the other thing,
But it's in the plan. We did not launch it yet.
And the other thing I think that would be really clever for you, for your end, is to gamify it in the sense that you can spend money on the app to purchase points at certain merchants, right? And then those points, it needs to be from event. The thinking modality behind it has to be like airplane miles. That it's cheaper to buy airplane miles, to use those airplane miles to buy an upgrade than it is to go and buy an upgrade with cash. You know, that modality in thinking has to be there.
Exactly.
And that's going to take it to the next level. I think the other thing I think that you really are lacking on it, which I think would be a massive boost for you, is if you convert your customer loyalty points into a virtual currency. I know you don't like the idea because you like having that each loyalty has to be like specified to each merchant. But if you could somehow take a step back and look at it from a pool perspective, and that people could use, let's say, dinar to purchase loyalty. Let's call it L coins. Could purchase L coins.
Exactly.
Then with using of that L coins to unlock tiers with that merchant, I think that has an interesting like gamify and a potential right there. Plus, it's investors really like the idea of purchasing or investing into a company that has a separate pool of finance involved, because it's very easy to mess around with your numbers and stuff like that, right?
Exactly.
So
It will be
all things to consider.
It's gonna be something like you are a bank.
Exactly. So these are things you should consider.
Yeah. It is considered, but we'll see what happens. We have a plan that we did not finish since 2020 with the development phases. We are into that. We are a lot into gamification. A lot of features are coming, and we believe that moving to Saudi will make it a bit easier to speed up the process.
Do you have sales agents already in Saudi?
We are arranging the team now.
Okay. And how do you hire them? Do you hire them from Philippines and Thailand and just do cold calls?
No.
You don't think that's cheaper and more efficient for you?
No.
You think in person is still the best?
Yeah. That's what you are saying is 100% correct if the awareness about loyalty is there in the market. However, we've practiced that, and I mean, we've practiced going to people and explain to them about loyalty. A lot of merchants, they ask me, what does it mean to have a point? What is the meaning of points or stamps? And we refer back to the miles in order to just simplify the idea of having loyalty for your merchant. We still believe that the awareness is not 100% here to have just a conversation over the phone and explaining whatever I explained. Because we have so many features, advanced features for loyalty, and it's not just a point system. As I told you, we are trying to enhance the meaning of loyalty between merchants and customers. So
Sure. But if I was in your perspective, if I was in your shoes, I would take some of my marketing budget, go to a call center in India and book it out for like a week and just give them a script, give them a bunch of phone numbers from Saudi, both from B2B ends, as in businesses, and from general consumers, and just call for a week. 10,000 phone calls, 20,000 phone calls, 50,000 phone calls. And the reason I would do that, sure, some of it will subscribe to the app, some of them will sign up with the merchants, and a lot of them don't. But what will you create is awareness in the market. Because if somebody just hears it once, that's in their head. That's in their head for 6 months, maybe less, maybe more. But that's already in their head. So when you then go on foot traffic and you send people out to those merchants, they already have like, oh yeah, somebody talked to me about this once a long time ago. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a very different
but do you
modality.
believe that works? Because in my opinion,
If it didn't work, then there wouldn't be call centers, Habibi.
I don't know, but it seems to me like the people who calls you to go for Forex or something like that from India, you get what I mean? That you will just say, oh, sorry, I'm in a meeting, and I'll just close it.
There's 4 people in the room, right? One of them takes these phone calls all the time and talks about it.
Really?
Akash, yeah.
He answers them.
Yeah. You get like, didn't the university call him or something?
Yeah. But the second time he told them never to call back.
Yeah, but why? He said he already has a job. He doesn't need to study. So I'm telling you, Habibi.
When he took the first call as well, he had the job.
Oh, right. That's also true. But he was entertaining them. I don't know. I think there is.
So he was entertaining them.
I think he was. I don't think he was doing it from a sense of spite to make them waste their time. I think he was generally interested.
I don't think so. No.
I think so, Habibi.
He was interested.
I'm telling you, Habibi, you give too much credit to people. Saddiqni, you give too much credit to people. A lot of people will sign up and won't even think twice about it. Just be like, oh yeah, that sounds like good. Okay, khalas.
Really?
100%. 100%.
Maybe we think of doing it perfectly more than enough.
No, I'm saying that you shouldn't think that people are very smart. I think most people are very dumb. Come on. You don't think a lot of people are just like...
You see, that you won't find here in Bahrain. Trust me. With merchants here in Bahrain, they struggle as hell to open a merchant.
I'm telling you, use the phone center to contact both business owners and people, do 100,000 phone calls, rent out one of these like phone centers, give them the numbers, and let them get awareness to the customer base who will subscribe to your app as a launch, right? And at the same time, you've already made the first introduction to those business owners. And then when you go and hit on them the second time in a more professional setting, you already have that establishment.
That's going to be the first thing I'm going to try.
حاول على بالك انت. But I'm just saying, يعني, it's there's a reason why these enterprises exist. If call centers didn't work, no one would have a call center.
I'm gonna give it a try. The call center is usually are used for customer relation, or let's say customer service.
That's old school, yeah, marketing. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Customer service, like if you have a problem, I'm giving them the script and everything to have it cheaper than here. So this is where we go for outsourced customer service. But to do phone calls for people and tell them about the company, I'm gonna try it definitely. It sounds interesting. However, as I told you, people here would never accept such calls. In Bahrain, trust me, business owners would never accept such calls.
But by B2B, like calls from selling, LinkedIn, phone calls, cold
Exactly.
calling, going to the place, all of these work. All of these work.
Definitely, but not a call from India.
Actually, you are totally incorrect on this, because most management here is not Bahraini, it's not Saudi, it's Indian. I mean, you're looking at me surprised. What are you talking about? Most of these are all Indian. Are you kidding? They all
you're
accept
right.
call, and they speak in Hindi, and that's I've run sales. I know that sales work here in phone calls, especially if it's an Indian to an Indian.
All right.
Because they talk in their own language, and they go, oh, yeah. I mean, what's going on? Oh, you can give me a good deal? Okay. What's this?
Don't you think this will affect the reputation of the app?
Right now, your reputation is what? 20,000 users, right? You're on the drop of a bucket.
I'm talking about from a merchant's perspective. So
You're not going to get Apple, Google, Microsoft, Starbucks, H&M, Zara for at least the next 3 years. That's not going to happen. And if you're ever going to get any of them, they will only care about what? They're going to care about how much numbers your platform has. That's what they're going to care about. They're not going to care about what your reputation is to other merchants.
but you have to keep an image. Like, I don't know, this is my perspective. Since I started, I don't deal with any type of blogger. I don't, we have certain rules to keep that brand image as it is now. You know that you can go for certain type of bloggers that you'll get the awareness from. However, Starbucks wouldn't use these people. McDonald's wouldn't use these people because they have a certain image that they have to keep.
Well, they have also their own platform. Both McDonald's and Starbucks use their own app for points.
Definitely.
So they wouldn't sign up with the pointing app to begin with.
No, you didn't get what I mean. But I mean, if you open a business, all right, there is an image that you have to keep. Like, for example, Starbucks, besides the points or loyalty or whatever, I'm talking about Starbucks. They cannot use certain bloggers here in Bahrain because it will affect their image. Though it will create awareness or whatever.
Sure.
However, these type of bloggers are
unapproachable,
and they will
harm the brand.
Exactly.
But my point is that's a fair statement, and that's completely correct, except that this is only the case if that blogger isn't A, big enough, and B, doesn't have any kind of wasta, right? If they're one of those two things, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can make a statement saying, well, you know what, Nike and McDonald's and Adidas maybe would not work with them, but Adidas would jump over, would step on needles to work with Kanye West again. You know what I mean? It all depends on the size of what you are, right? You can't compare apples to apples, right? And wasn't there just recently, this part we probably have to cut, whatever, we'll keep it in. Can you look it up in the news? Kanye West, Adidas? Or Yeezy Adidas, I think that's what his name is now.
It's Nike, right?
Nope. He was originally going to work with Nike, but he didn't. Then he worked with Adidas. And then in the news. There you go, second one. See what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Kanye West can show porn to an Adidas executive during a business meeting because that's who he is. That's what Kanye West is. He's big enough that they will accept that.
Really?
Right? So your reputation only matters based on how much money you have, because you set your reputation based on how much you're willing to finance and frame your brand. If you've got $100 million dollars in your bank account, you spend it on on doing charity work, on doing marketing, and on doing framing, then khalas, your company will look good.
You're right, but I believe that there are a couple of stuff that you need to keep your image within.
Okay.
Like
If your image isn't making you money, then then forget about it. What are you talking about? Khalas.
but it doesn't work this way with business.
Okay.
This is my belief. Like for example, Apple, if you go and see all their history, whatever blogger that they have, it exactly reflects their manners, their like line of business, the way they think. It's all about think different. You get what I mean? They cannot go for any type of bloggers. Even the musics that they have in Apple, they are using U2 instead of there are way many more famous like bands out there. But they need to adapt with their line about thinking different, and they are for the youth and this image that they created. They are matching everything that they do with their image.
Sure, but we come back to the same debate again. It's a force between. It's a leverage, right? It's because the brands that Apple would choose, as in we're talking influencers or whatever else, would be in such a position that they can dictate the terms to Apple. And if Apple and them can't meet eye to eye on these things, then khalas, they're not going to work together.
Exactly.
Dr. Dre, for example, Apple wanted him to do his movie about his life, like a TV show with Apple TV. But Dr. Dre said that the terms and conditions that you're giving me, I don't want to work with you. So it's
Exactly.
it's a balance force, right?
Exactly.
And this is the case. And if we're talking about Apple as a company, as a larger perspective of how it treats stuff and its reputation, I mean, let's not joke. Slave labor in China, the destruction of the environment and misusing of material. Do you know that they've been under investigation by the US by 4 times, twice because of tax frauds, twice because of illegal deals in the industry? I mean, but nobody talks about this because they spend their money making sure that
The image is correct.
their image is correct. And like how you said, they think differently.
Exactly. But
Habibi, it got so bad with Apple that with their sales of their book collection, remember they used to do like Kindle before Kindle, where they had like books
Exactly.
on the app. They would sign illegal deals with publishers saying that you're going to sell this book to me at هذا السعر, and we're going to lock in this price, and you will not give that price to anyone else.
Manipulations.
Total. This is a market manipulation. The US found out about this, punished Apple, said you have to pay a fine. Apple did it again, punished again. Then US said,
How do you remember that story?
I have a very good memory. I have a very good memory. And it got so bad that the US said, khalas, every deal you broker with publishing, we will have a US agent be present for the negotiation. That daraja wasal. And even then, there was an investigation again, and they found out that the US agent was taking bribes. So,
Total corruption.
so I mean, come on. Can you look that up, Danny? Let's see how difficult it is to find as a news article. A security agent, federal agent convicted of taking bribes for organized crime, electronics complaints. They've done it a few times, but clearly. Can you type in Apple? What were their books called? Do you remember? iBooks, I think.
It's iBooks. It used to be. Now it's just books.
Controversy.
Yeah, now it's just books.
So, but nobody remembers this, Habibi. People
No,
just
no.
remember, like in this discussion,
No, actually,
Apple thinks differently.
yeah, the difference is that these things are B2B. It's a business to business. They are dealing against, like, for example, Amazon or against Facebook or against any other company. And everything that you're talking about is a business to business. But we are discussing about a business to customer.
Okay.
Like, for example, if I'm going to do a marketing with an influencer or whomsoever, this is going to be seen by the end customer, like my direct users, let's call them. So this is the critical path. All of these stuff, they are debatable to the end customer. For example, if you tell me that they have issues with the environment, I'll show you that in their conferences. They are showing that they exceeded the 100% of the green energy and all of these stuff. So anything that happens between a business and another business does not affect directly the end customer.
Okay.
And instead of going for the direct marketing with an influencer like U2 and their like a music platform or whatever.
Okay.
These things they choose carefully that they are matching with their vision.
Okay. What about then? If you're talking about B2C, I can give you a perfect example again. Apple purposely slowing down iPhones and draining batteries for older models in order to encourage you to purchase new products.
But this was not proven.
It was. Can you open it up, Danny?
This was not proven because of they have done the tests through the processor and these stuff, but it's the first thing in the search, huh?
Apple acknowledged the throttling almost a year after introducing it. Said it slows down phones that older batteries are running out of energy or were cold and would affect the performance of the battery. What a pleasant way to express that.
Did they get the 750 million?
Yeah.
Was they charged for that?
They agreed to pay 113 million to settle it.
The battery gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for the end customer, yeah.
But again, Habibi, people don't think about that because Apple's
Still,
very
Apple is
good
Apple, yeah.
at framing. So don't تعال عندي وتقولني, oh, I'm worried about the reputation. If Apple can do this, why can't you?
فخلاص, we
خلاص.
should hire the people.
Go wild, go adventurous.
I'm gonna listen to your advice on that.
Hey, think about it. Mark Zuckerberg said, move fast and break things. It's okay. The company still exists and they're worth more now than
And
ever.
then you'll be fixing them later on.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Mark Zuckerberg is going to run for president in the United States. It's all okay. Don't worry about it. People put a lot of emphasis on, making sure that right business practices and أشخاص
Exactly.
and reputation. أشخاص كده. At the end of the day, if it doesn't make you money, it doesn't make you money. خلاص.
So it's all about money, you believe?
Profit maximization. It's going to be very hard to convince a VC to put money in your company.
We've done that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And how did that come out?
It's confidential for the time.
My point exactly.
But yeah, I'll get back to you on that.
Mm-hmm.
After it's not confidential anymore.
That's what I'm saying. VC, how do you find it easier finding money from GCC or from international?
We were not a big fan of going for investors.
Internationally or VCs?
Both
in
of
general.
them. In general. Like, I believe that I can run this company myself. All right. I don't need money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take it to the sky without having any type of investment.
I don't think that's a very smart decision.
Exactly. So
I like that you agree with that immediately.
So we've realized that it's not a smart decision. Why not to go for investors with our valuation? If it did not work, we put an investment from people that we know. All right, or we can use that type of investment. However, we believed at the end that we needed money to grow. will be growing with time. However, it's a very slow pace, and we need to
You need to accelerate your growth.
exactly. And yeah, we decided to do that just last month.
Mm-hmm.
It did turn out really good.
But did you look for VCs in GCC or international?
We are not in a phase for VCs currently.
So seed capital is what you're looking for then.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's a seed capital at the moment.
Okay.
It is going really well.
Okay. What kind of cash were you hoping for? What were you aiming for? You can say what you're aiming for without breaching confidentiality of what you agreed on afterwards. You can say you aimed for the moon. You could say you aimed for $1 million BD. I don't know.
Exactly. We aimed for $1 million BD.
Okay. That's all you have to say.
Yeah, but it is kind of confidential at the moment.
I'm not asking what you got. I've just said what you were hoping to get. That's two different shghal, la?
No, it is different story. I'm going to explain to you later on. But yeah, we were aiming to get investment to accelerate the business and to move to Saudi. And we've got that.
Okay, great. And my question more specifically was, when you were looking for financing in the seed capital, why did you not go through JP Morgan, BlackRock, forgot the other, Goldman Sachs, any of those kind of guys?
You're talking about internationally.
Yes.
It's
not just international. I mean,
down here.
Goldman Sachs still operates in Bahrain as well.
But I mean,
KPI, EMG, or whatever they're called, they're here too.
But I mean, they are not local companies.
Okay.
They are franchise, right?
You're talking about the
like, for example, if we are talking about JP Morgan, they're not Bahraini company.
Yeah, but they're not a franchise either. They're a company. They're Apple. If Apple doesn't have a franchise, it's Apple.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
But you mean they are just down? I'm talking about where are they based? Like, for example,
they're based in the US.
Yeah, exactly. What I thought from your question is should we go for local, like, for example,
domestic,
Tenmo.
Sure, but even if you go Habibi, even if you go domestic, if you work with Nas, what was the I forgot the name. Can you type in the big four consultancy companies? I forgot the name of one of them, and it's bothering me now. Consulting firms.
Is it like BDO,
KPMG, Ernst & Young?
These are not.
But you could have worked with any of them. Especially KPMG is very popular here in Bahrain.
Do they do funding?
Yes.
Do they invest?
Not them personally, but you can hire them as a consultant to then go and find you investors because they have that network and those connections. And you can offer a defer payment, which means that if they believe in your idea, for example, they take a stake of, let's say, anywhere between 10 to 30%. It could be even higher, could be lower. And they hold that then and they're deposited in their pocket. And then as your company grows and grows and grows and eventually goes to the IPO, they decide then whether to sell it or to
like
keep it or to do whatever. And that's called a deferred payment scheme with them.
All right. So what happened is that, as I told you, I came from totally different field. My studying is totally different than what we are doing now.
I come from business management. I don't come from finance.
So it is business at the end. You are coming from a business. I'm coming from nails and hammers, you know. So when I faced that market, I didn't know much about the investment and the investment journey and all these stuff. We've been introduced to that very recently, and it was a nice course that we had for almost 3 months. Where we've got explanation about how does it work, how to write your pitch and how to do the investment memo and all of this stuff. So yeah, we've been into that field very recently, almost 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and we've just started. And as I told you, we secured an investment recently.
But my point exactly was that next time when you're looking for your next seed of funding,
definitely it's going to be different.
Work with them.
Definitely.
And you'll get a lot more money and you'll make a lot more contacts.
Exactly. You're definitely right.
I should charge for the service, but go on.
What happens is that we did not know anything about an investment. All right, we are believing that the idea, creating a good idea and moving on in the market, or just starting up in the market is gonna bring you money where you can expand and all of these stuff. But after being hammered in the market,
Who told you that? مين قال لك ذا الفكرات؟ عائلتك 100%
أي
عائلتك.
واحدة أي فكرة فيهم.
ال idea that you build, you make a little profit, then you invest.
No.
مين قال لك ذا الفكرة؟
بالعكس احنا في كفاميلي business we have a lot of partners and we are not having here.
So you, of course, طبعا.
بس
You understand الحياة.
أنا personally I didn't like, I'm not a big fan of partnership.
Okay.
Okay. But now I'm a big fan of investors, not partners. So there is a huge difference between partners and investors. This is what I realize, and investors is what we are looking for, not the partners.
Okay, when you say investors and partners, Habibi, they're the same thing depending on what the stock trade is.
Legalization is.
Fine, but if an investor takes up if for example you sell your ownership of the company, say 100, okay, you sell 21 الثاني 20 الثالث 20, that means that you're left with what? You're left with 40, and the rest of those three have 60. So any decision that happens, those minus 60 can overrule your decision.
Definitely.
Unless what you're doing is selling bonds, and الفكرة in that, hey, what you're تعطيني فلوس هذا الشهر and this year, and I promise you a guaranteed return of X percentage
Exactly.
over the next 20 years or whatever.
Or to go for crowdfunding, where they don't interfere with anything.
Yeah, I mean, crowdfunding isn't that easy either. It's not يعني أولا it's a new thing that didn't happen in the past. It's only existed for the last 10 years. And ثانيا,
It's a nice one.
very few people have gotten money from crowdfunding. The biggest crowdfunder is Danny, can you look up some of the? It's
I think
Rocket something, Rocket Reach, I think, or something like that.
I think there is an Egyptian company recently. They've got a good, or they made a
Star
crowdfunding.
Citizen. These are the biggest Kickstarter. That's the company.
Kickstarter. All right. Okay.
Can you look up Kickstarter? Let's see what's being sold right now. I want to find out. Let's see what's happening in the tech side. I always love this shit, Habib, because most of the stuff is just nonsense. من Kickstarter. If you look at the stuff what they have on it, yeah, especially clothing or comics or food and craft, there's too much money in the market. Is that 6 billion? Fucking hell. Can you show me Go Top? Let's see what's going on in, I don't know, music. Let's see what's happening in the music side. Who's funding this? Debut album, Phone Losers of America vinyl record. I can't believe it. People are spending money on this. Unbelievable. Can you open that one? The Wolfgang Twins Wolf Path Mountain Twin Pack album set. $3,000? They got $21,000! Can you play it with volume? I want to hear what their sales pitch is. I think you have to turn on the TV volume or something. I don't know. Just press play. It won't play? Oh!
$21,000.
Unbelievable, huh?
You see, it's working.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you, Habibi. I don't know what to tell you. I'm scared. Can you go back? 166 backers. Okay. Whoa. Okay. So almost every backer had to pay a little over $100 then, no?
Mm-hmm.
Can you go on back? I want to see what tech products are being hustled on Kickstarter. Design and tech. Yeah, let's see what 12,000% funded. Let's look at this ring business. Habibi, we're in the wrong industry.
I told you.
Unbelievable. We need to start making brass rings and funding it on Kickstarter.
Oceana's brass
What is going on?
developed a timeless staple, the Corsair ring. In tribute to the tools that have guided sailors for centuries, the Oceana's brass signature sextant is the centerpiece of the Corsair ring. Cast from solid brass, the Corsair ring is designed to outlast its initial owner. Engineered in both solid and adjustable variants, the Corsair ring equally comforts weather-worn hands and sea-longing souls. The Oceana's brass signature sextant is carefully inlaid to follow the lines of the Corsair's ring.
What is going on? Who is...
Artisan practices, an intentionally tarnished midnight sky backdrop contrasts with the soft glimmer of golden brass. Whether you're a sailor, a tradesman, or someone who
Tradesman? Oh, that's good. He's got a globe tattoo. That's good. So he always knows where he is.
have inspired us to set our sights once more to sail beyond the horizon. But we need your help to make this vision a reality.
Can he close it, Danny?
Please clutch for your Corsair's ring today.
So before we look at it, how much do you think that ring costs?
This one.
Yeah.
How much does it cost?
Yeah. Without looking, Danny, let's guess. Give me two numbers. One that you would pay, and one do you think that this is on it?
$1.5.
You think $1.5?
As a max.
La, as a cost? No,
Cost.
to buy it.
Cost. To buy? This would be 12.
You think $12?
Yeah.
What do you think, Danny?
I'm gonna say 50.
$50? I'm gonna be the risk one. And I'm gonna say 75. Pledge without reward is $10. What's the early bird? Thank you for being one of the first to join us in making the Corsair ring. Do you get the ring or you don't get the ring?
Yeah. It's a fixed size one, this one.
This one's a fixed size one. That's good. That's 25. Okay.
Yeah, and this one's adjustable size.
Okay, that's the adjustable size. You get two rings.
So $35.
$35. Oh my god. I thought they were gonna aim way higher.
And you get a 5.
Fleet back. for one hand, you can have all of it, every finger.
You get a 14-karat gold one for $1,500.
How many did to limited two left? So two people already bought that. Two people were like, "Hey, you know what? This thing."
So are they investing in the company or they are just buying?
They're just buying the product.
Just buying the product.
They're just buying the product. They're not
And
investing.
they reached $35,000.
What did they reach at, Danny? I thought it was like 20 something. No. 31,000. That's about 15,000 BD, something like that.
EK came from the people who bought it, so I coding it.
Yeah, I know, right? Fucking crazy. What else is going on Kickstarter? Let's find that out. I want to know some more.
There's this thing.
This is the top featured project. Let's see what this is. Oh, it's just a desk. It's just a stupid desk.
It's magnetic.
Magnetic?
Yeah, it's magnetic organizing this.
What, you guys tempted in buying one?
No. We sell, we don't buy.
I posted a picture of it on the internet a few years ago, and now it's been viewed over 1 billion times. Yeah, that's billion feet.
Bullshit. I don't believe that for a second.
Viewed over 1 billion times.
Yeah. That is one ugly desk.
But I have a confession to make. I'm not actually the most organized person. My desk isn't always this clean. But I still like things a certain way. drawers to find your favorite pen, or panicking when you can't find your phone. Everything is always right where
How much would you buy that for?
Sofa, because I wouldn't buy something so tacky. But if you forced me to buy it, I would say, I don't know, 40 dinar.
40 dinar.
But I don't think you have to buy it piecewise.
Is
I
it
don't
by
think they give
pieces?
you like collection. They're only gonna sell you like one is the table, one is this, one is this. Oh, don't look already. Let's guess. All right, Danny, you saw the number for the beginning one. How much do you think is a full collection?
Full set is about $600.
600? What about you? Full set.
Full set. 750.
750? I'm gonna go $100.
So $10 that is not reward.
Let's see what it is.
And you have an option for just the base plate,
Yeah, of course.
$29. Base plate and zigzag tray. This tray right here, $49. And then this one you have the phone stand, laptop stand, small one.
I was off, way off. I was so fucking off. Shit, the complete collection, 700. You are on point, mashallah alaik. Did you look this up beforehand? Were you on like Kickstarter and been checking
I
out?
told you 750, but it's 750.
You are fucking close. I was thinking like $100, but I was far off. Danny was also pretty close at 650. Shit. What's the most expensive then?
It's the
2 times.
Casey won 2 or 5. Oh, that's good. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Like, how much did that cost to make? Like $5?
With magnet?
Magnet's cheap. Metal is cheap. Wood is cheap. Khashab, I mean, how much can it be? Especially when you're ordering it at scale.
You go to China.
That's what I'm saying. It's unbelievable.
So yeah, crowdfunding.
It's a real thing. I'm blown away. So where are you going to get the crowdfunding from? From Saudi, Bahrain? Who are you going to market on?
Crowdfunding, we are having one which is called from Biban.
Biban. Why does that sound familiar? Isn't that the startup thing?
Exactly.
Don't they do a TV show now as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on that.
Oh, you're on it?
Yeah.
Like hosting it or
No.
as a guest? And happy, not happy, kif kan?
It was an excellent journey. As I told you, we've known everything about the investment journey and the benefits out of it, all from what we've been introduced for. So it was a great lesson.
Okay.
Yeah, we've learned a lot about businesses. Since a lot of us as startups, we did not study anything related to business or something like that. So the knowledge we had is beneficial a lot. The journey was nice. There were a couple of phases that we need to pass to move to the TV show.
Okay.
And out of 100 companies, 50 companies went through. 35 of them are Bahrainis, and the other 15 are from Dubai.
Okay.
And yeah, it's gonna be aired in January.
Danny, are you going to put Vibe on Biban?
no,
I think you should. Go for it. Go wild.
it's already done.
I'm sure they have like a second round of Biban, no? Season
This
2?
was the season 2.
Oh, this was so they must have a season 3 in the works
Yeah,
then.
exactly, definitely.
Yeah.
So they've introduced this year something called crowdfunding.
I wonder how that works. Does that mean you have to like download the Biban app?
I'm not
How does
sure.
that work? Like how exactly? You know what I mean?
I don't think it's gonna be an app. It's gonna be just a platform, a website that you can. Very similar to Kickstarter, I guess.
I imagine so, yeah. Interesting.
Where, for example, I go for a valuation of 1 million BD, opening like 10% for the market. And
So you'll have
people can-
100,000, sure.
exactly.
Okay, so you want to
People
open,
can invest.
but you mean you want to open to the market in the sense of you want to open as a PLC?
It's gonna be, everything's gonna be related to Hope Fund,
Okay.
the owner of Biban.
Okay. No, no, sorry, we're miscommunicating. What I'm referring to is you want to list the company as a stock.
It's not gonna be this way. As
Okay.
I told you, it's gonna be like, I guess it's in a matter of direct equity. However, it's gonna go through a mediator, which is gonna be Hope Fund.
Okay.
So we have
It's like a
myself
fund. Yeah.
as a party, and there would be Hope Fund as a mediator, and then gonna be the investors who invest through the crowdfunding. So Hope Fund is gonna
Is choosing which companies to include in that fund.
exactly, and they are gonna monitor everything that goes in, and they will receive reports from us. So they'll just be the mediator between the
Interesting.
investor.
So it's a tech fund basically.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's not just related to tech, I guess. There are a couple of different businesses that we have as well.
Oh, it's interesting. It's interesting. So what are you going to do with the other businesses?
Which businesses?
Well, you look at me again like I'm speaking like you're speaking to a ghost. Your abaya business, your marketing business,
They're
your
working
restaurant
really well.
business, وشغال زي كذا.
They are working really well.
So you don't want to give up ownership, or we take a step back?
No.
لا.
As I told you, the restaurants and real estate and everything is going through the
عائلة.
family business.
Hey.
All right. The other stuff are working really well.
Okay.
We might merge both companies, the development company with Loyale.
Okay.
It all depends. And yeah, the abaya is separate.